पे आए और इस बीच आइए चलते हैं माइंड माइंड समिट। यहाँ पर एक कॉन्फ्रेंस चल रही है और यहाँ पर वित्त मंत्री जी है, रामदेव अग्रवाल साहब हैं। आइए सुनते हैं उनका।
Is just about 700 billion and their holding is 900 billion. So their holding to my reserve is less than 100%. So how do we, because they're very important, integral part of the entire system. How do we move forward from here in terms of this is there as a situation? We are doing very well. Growth is the only way out, and we are pushing the growth ahead. But when you grow at 7.5%, 8%, my corporate profits grow at 14, 15%. And hence stock market will also grow at 13, 14%. That will build their value of the current situation as it is to 1.5, 2 trillion in next 8, 10 years. So do you see, has it been, I'm just flagging the issue the way it comes in my mind. So any comment on that?
But 70% of the growth is ours, while 30% is theirs. 70% is our growth.
Yeah. It is our growth only which is creating challenge for us.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think you've answered the question yourself in a way. Our own growth, our own participation in the market has really buoyed the stock market considerably. And as is the nature of the market, there are cycles when people make their profit, go out, come back, and so on. But not just leaving it there. Between the RBI and the government, we've done some analysis and come up with an announcement last week, where the bond markets can be a very good, magnet to absorb those capital which can come in, making it into, FAR, so that the compliance routines are not going to burden people. And the withholding tax treatment which we've offered, we think will be the first step towards drawing some capital back, although we've at the moment confined it only to the bond market. But certainly that's not the end of the story. We'll be doing more. We recognize we need more foreign capital to come in. But the fact that RBI has the fact that the RBI has now allowed public sector undertaking and banks to go out and pick money from outside, giving them a framework in which they can do it. And in that framework, a very important aspect is the hedging is at the RBI's expense. They don't have to hedge for the risks, particularly the currency-related risk, the volatility, the exchange rate risk. That will be on RBI. And as a result, the banks can now go unfettered to raise capital from outside. So we have taken a very calibrated approach to make sure that the markets do receive the required investments.
Another point, another point which is more positive is that because of there is an unprecedented capex boom all over the world, thanks to AI build-up, which is one of the largest build-out all over the world. Second is defense preparedness. Third is energy transition. And fourth is GCC boom in India. All these four are combining into massive opportunity, even to Indians. Whether in various forms, and it will become even more. But some of these opportunities are very short-termish in character. Like it may be there 16 months, 18 months, 20 months. So we need to respond to these opportunities very, very fast. Some of the corporates I met, they said, sir, it is not about the demand. It is about how fast we are responding in terms of supply, whether it is from regulatory side, whether it is from permission side, whatever it takes in India to get them moving, because that can also bring a lot of forex. So they are saying it's a real challenge in supply side. Is it in the minds of the government?
Of course. In fact, we've been engaging with the states, not just the center to have a policy on data centers and GCCs, but also talking to the states to make sure they understand that these are going to be immediate job generating investments. I'm not sure if it is 15 or 16 months, but it is certainly going to be, at least in the coming decade, a predominant way in which data is going to be used. And as long as it is happening in India, I think it's good for the data security, and also in the process of creating the jobs, you will give a certain vibrancy to the economy. So states are coming up with policies. In fact, many states have come, and not just with the policy, they've been on their toes to meet up with people, get the GCC coming in. Earlier, I was in Bangalore yesterday. Earlier, it used to be just Bangalore, probably somewhat Hyderabad, and probably somewhat here in Noida or Ghaziabad. Now you have cities like Tumkur, Mangaluru, meaning tier 2 cities are also becoming hosts to data centers. And it is just spreading so quietly. Not till you get the data, let us say, from the CIA and FICIs of the world, you really see how speedily it is spreading. And people have not treated it as, oh, what is this? What's data center? No, there is a layer of our Indian technicians and also youth who are catching on this very easily. So I think the story about data centers and GCC is a story where, as you said rightly, how speedily are you going to capture that advantage?
बिल्कुल. तो वित्त मंत्री जी बात करती हुई यहाँ पर थोड़ी देर में हम फिर से चलेंगे इस